Hey guys, and welcome to Kitty Death Room, a new game by Raiyumi, who is one of my favorite indie developers. He was the developer of Catbird, which came out in 2017. Now he's come out with this game just today called Kitty Death Room, and we're gonna speedrun it right now. So as you can see, just getting started, this cat can make copies of itself before collecting hearts. And the copies are the main mechanic of the game. In this level, we create a copy that jumps on the spikes and dies for us so that we can use its body as a leaping pad to get to the next section of the level. Alright, and then in the next level, we're going to be even more creative with these kitties. We're going to use them to build a sort of stepping ladder to the next part, and then we can use a box that you'll see to drop onto these buttons. So you'll see that these robot kitties are used as button holders, they're used as like pads to jump on, and I think that's a really cute and cool mechanic of this game. We also have this section called The Void, which I'm not really sure much about because I haven't gotten much into the lore of the game, but you can talk to characters here, and I think that's really cool because in Catbird there wasn't much lore behind who is Catbird and why is he where he is, right? In this game, we get to kind of explore and talk to characters. And I think that's pretty fun for this, as well as these hanging cars is a unique and fun mechanic here. So in this speedrun, I did this speedrun a few times today, and I developed some of my own strategies to get through some of these levels. And so you'll see here that I just kind of used the strategies that I used earlier in the day to the best of my capabilities. I'm still kind of rusty on all of it. And to be honest, it gets kind of tough when you are repeating something and trying to get it perfect. So just as an initial speedrun for today, I did my best. So we killed some robots, or I don't even know what they are, just copies, clones, and got to that button. In this level, we just have to avoid some spikes. You'll see that a lot of these levels kind of mimic what was going on in Catbird. There's a level that is called Buzzkill that looks exactly like this. And damn, the speedrunning community, the mobile speedrunning community is gonna love this game just because there's so much potential with it. So here we go on to the next level. Okay, back to the Void. So one thing I want to say about this community and the speedrunning community surrounding Raiyumi games, while these giant bonefish try to eat me, is that this was really the thing that got me into speedrunning, more or less. There was Super Cat Brothers was one of them, and Catbird, right? Raiyumi's games. And actually, before I started the mobile speedrunning Discord, I started a Discord for just Raiyumi's games, the Catbird Discord, more or less. And so that was actually the origin, more or less, to what we have today, the mobile speedrunning Discord, which has 1,000 members. So if you've ever done a mobile speedrun or want to do one, that's the place to be. Alright, in this level, it just seems we're going under these loose platforms that kind of drop down, and we'll see we get to skip the last one here and just continue to the heart. There we go, and that little heart just floats right on up. Here, I think we could skip some of the clones here. I actually tried to use them to get up to the left side where that car is, but I couldn't figure out a way to do it yet. So I just went back to the right. And I don't think all the clones are necessary again, but they could be useful. So I just grab all of them. And it looks like I died there. So, you know, cats have 9 lives. When you're starting a game, I mean, when I was trying to do a whole game speedrun of this, when I first started playing, I died over 100 times. It's gonna happen, and you just have to practice a lot, and, you know, every single room, every single game room in this has its own mechanic. And that's what you have to love about Raiyumi's games, is like, you can figure out the initial mechanics, and then you can start to get good at it, right? Which makes these games very replayable, because once you get very good at just doing a mechanic over and over again, you can do it in less and less time, and that's what makes it a fun speedrun. So there we go, I just generate 2 cats there, which is enough to get over the spikes. and we continue forward into the dark lair. I think I die here on this level. Let's see. No, maybe not. Let's see. In other runs, I've died on this level kind of stupidly. So there we get onto, oh, yep, there's the death. Okay. Then these advertisements come up, but I have a nice ad blocker I like to use. If you're interested in using an ad blocker for any sorts of games, it does take away good funding for the indie developer, so if you like to support them, don't do it. But if you're in a speedrun, they are nice to get them out of the way. So I recommend NetGuard for Android. But as I said before, try not to take away the livelihood of the creator, because this is how he makes new games for us to enjoy. So yeah, that was kind of a far jump, but I made it, and off to the next level. So by now we're mostly halfway through this speedrun, and I think there's a huge room for improvement here. I kind of just did what I could, you know, with my lack of experience. It's hard to know all the cycles and just like get everything right. So I am pretty sure I did not use 9 lives and that I got to the end with only 8. And so that officially makes my cat 1 life left for for the rest of his lives, if that makes sense. Anyways, back with the bonefish. We go under the giant array of bonefish here. This was kind of hard to get the first few times, and then I was like, oh, you know, you just gotta start running right when that thing passes by you. This level is interesting. You actually don't have to go back down to hit these buttons. You can just send your little clones. So that's what I'm doing right now. I think players that are not really familiar with the cloning mechanic will try to go down instead of like just sending the clones. But you know, things you learn when you do it multiple times. So in the next world, or one coming up, I developed a pretty cool strategy that will get us way past, or way fast past that level, and I'll show it to you in quite soon. As for this level, we're going through these circular saws. We're trying our diddly darn best, and it looks like we get to the other side. Drop a clone there, send one back. And I have to say, these clones and the cat themselves, there's a reason people love cats, you know? And Raiyumi does a good job of portraying them and making them seem like friendly and cute. So we gotta love Raiyumi for that. And this time, instead of it being milk as something that you would die in, it's just lava, which makes a lot more sense to me, because I feel like cats wouldn't die in a lake of milk. They would just like drink it all. So here, lava makes a lot more sense. Why there's lava pools in any game, you know, you kind of have to wonder, like, how did those get there? But it's been a nice mechanic ever since the Mario days. Anyways, so I just take a leap of faith here and glide down a little bit and drop another clone, and then we can get on down to the goal, or the heart. Alright, next level up. Here's my little skip that I did. You don't have to run across all these blocks. I think players will originally start to do something like that. You don't even need to grab all of the green buttons to get, you know, cats for this. You just come back to this side and you drop them. It takes about 2 or 3 to get up to a next level, so I'm just making myself a little stepping stool here out of clones. Looks like I try a little bit more. I thought I was done for here. I was like, oh god, but I was able to clip onto one of them and get up. So that saved a ton of time, I think, because I didn't have to go up to the other side. In this level, I created a strategy, but I was not able to implement it. And so the strategy is that you really only need to create 1 clone. You can just push the box down onto this button and get the clone to the red button in the middle, but that didn't work. I got the clone down instead, so I just left him there and went to get the other clone. So normally I would leave the clone on that button and just hit this red button and it would open the doors and I'd go back, but I wasted a little bit of time here not doing that strategy and had to grab the box, create a new clone, etc., etc. Or I didn't even create a clone, that's right. I just went back, created it here, jumped on it. Well, it was kind of finicky. Then I jumped on it and I got the heart. Cool. Coming up on the end of this speedrun, we reach friend or foe. We meet this kind of weird looking tiny little cat who kills somebody and then runs away. So we kind of have to guess. I don't know. Is that going to be the boss, or is that going to be like a friendly neighborhood kitty? And we will see. Coming up very, very soon. I don't even know what these enemies are. Are they trees? Are they bushes? I don't know if it really matters. It seems like we're in a bit of an overgrown world with all these hanging cars and random things here, so yeah. Alright, and we find that this guy is not really our friend. He turns into one of our greatest enemies, our first boss of the game. And since we're only doing a Zone 1 speedrun, this is where it kind of stops. We just have to beat him. So we go wefting and weaving through the cars and the saws and grab a clone. This clone goes up to hit the button. We continue forward. The next clone will die for us in the lava, give us a little bit of a jump here. And then our first key of the game, I was expecting a little bit more keys since keys are present in Catbird, but apparently not here in this game. So we continue on, and the rest of the level is pretty easy at this point. You just kind of jump over a few things, don't push any boxes, and get to the end of the level. The last part of the speedrun is you just jump onto an elevator, so you go here, you hit the up button, and you're good to go. This is basically the easiest part of the speedrun aside from level 1. So there you have it. This is the first, or one of the first world records of this game on October 19th, 2022. I'm going to be sharing it with my community, and it's going to be awesome. So thank you for watching, and subscribe, comment if you like the game. The link to the game is in the description if you want to check that out too. So thank you very much.